Some more considerations here. Well, just similar to lots of others, we've got March 15th. That's going to be your corporation deadline. The 1120S is due on March 15th. Now, individuals, it is April 15th. Form 1120S, this is the tax return for the S Corp. It's filed annually by S corporations to report their income, gains, losses, deductions, and credits. The deadline for filing Form 1120S is typically March 15th for corporations operating on a calendar tax year. If the corporation has a different tax year, the form is due by the 15th day of the third month following the end of the tax year. The next point here, no net operating loss is allowed at the corporation level. Now, let's think about this. Pause for a second. I'm pausing myself. We are only being taxed at the shareholder level. So you may be thinking, hey, Nick, why are we even talking about reporting the gains, losses, income deductions, all of that at the S Corp level? Well, because what happens is, and we'll see on the face of the 1120S, similar to a corporate return, partnership return, we have all this activity. That's going to flow through to our operating income. That operating income or loss, if you had a bad year, will then go on to the Schedule K, then on the K1, which gets reported to the shareholders. So you can have some items that affect the line 1 on Schedule K and then K1, which is just operating income. That is then going to flow through to the shareholders. So the reason why we're not using net operating losses at the S Corp level is because they are at the individual level. I'll repeat that one more time. The reason we're not using NOLs at the corporation level, whereas we would if this was a normal corporation, is because the NOLs, if you have an operating loss, that is going to affect each individual shareholder separately. So that's why we're not getting a double benefit here. We're not taking the NOL at the corporate level and then at the S Corp level. Just like you're not getting taxed at both levels, also you're not taking benefits, you're not taking losses, anything like that at both levels. S corporations are pass-through entities. Instead, NOLs are passed through to shareholders who can use them to offset other income on their individual tax returns subject to limitations and dealing with our lessons we saw all the way back on individual income tax. Lastly here, automatically C Corp when formed must file that form. We kind of beat this to death. So when you form a corporation, you're automatically a C Corp, and then in order to be an S Corp, you have to meet the requirements and file that form and then go through the whole process, kind of as we talked before. A few other points as well. Going through here, basis, a shareholder's basis in an S Corp stock is an essential factor, and we'll have many questions between this lesson and the next in determining the tax implications of various transactions, such as distributions, sale of stock, and deduction of losses. Dealing more with the basis, it's going to increase for income, gains, and capital contributions. It's going to decrease for losses, deductions, and distributions. We're going to see this significantly through examples, and this is quite similar to how it works for partnerships as well, with some slight differences, mostly revolving around liabilities. The S Corp debt does not affect shareholders' basis, so this is what I was just saying. In contrast to partnerships, where a partner's basis can be increased by their share of partnership debt, an S corporation shareholder's basis is not affected by the corporation's debt. Shareholders can only increase their basis in S corporation stock through capital contributions, income, and gains allocated to them. This is going to be critically important as we see SIMs and multiple choice questions for these flow-through entities dealing with their basis. Hey there! Are you ready to not only pass your CPA exams, but truly understand and enjoy the material while studying? I know it seems impossible, right? Especially to enjoy the material? We'll do it together. Tap into the power of CPA.examprep.ai, where we've got personalized quizzes, multiple choice questions, memorization guides, flashcards, simulations, all tailored to your learning. Our adaptive study planning puts you on the fastest path to success and lifts you back up if you fall behind. Avoid wasting your precious time and money attempting an exam with a low chance of passing, because who wants that? We want to get you through this process as quick as possible. Our exam readiness prediction lets you walk in with confidence, knowing that you're prepared for success on exam day. Thankfully, there's no payment method needed to get started, so why don't you come join us? Visit cpa.examprep.ai and let's achieve your exam success together.